Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Daytona International Speedway. This is Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder Season 6 and race number 10 here tonight. We're going 65 laps here in the Xfinity Series car. We will have a stage break at lap 20 here tonight. 40% fuel, 2 extra sets of tires, no fast repairs, fixed setups, and 3 green-white checkers. We're going to bring up that qualifying result right here for you as these cars pace around this 2.5-mile super speedway. Cody Niegels on the pole here tonight. Stephen Miles in second. Daniel Falkingham will start third. Brock Westmoreland will start in fourth. Wyatt Gray will start in fifth tonight. Hunter Hastings in sixth. Jared Haynes in seventh. Jeff Merck in eighth. Matt Lee will start 9th. Mike Davenport will start in 10th. Nathan Harper in 11th. Kenny Reel in 12th. Sean Corbett in 13th. Trevor Ashmanoff in 14th and 15th. Malik Ray. Dylan Jones in 16th. John Ward 17th. Ethan Eckert in 18th. Daniel Eberhardt III will start in 19th. Joshua McCullough in 20th. Sterling Thies in 21st. Kenny McCullough Jr. in 22nd. Ambrose Kniebel in 23rd. James Wagner 24th. And rounding out your 25-car field here will be Mark Von Dell as we get set to go green flag racing here at Daytona. As the pace car is going to head down to pit lane, we are going to be green here at Daytona. Lap 1 here in the books. Wyatt Gray and Daniel Falkingham side by side down the backstretch as we are 2 by 2 through the field here tonight on a Tuesday night. I am your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro. Ron Morris Jr., the boss man here, joining me, and we are going to bring you what should be a very high quality race here tonight with 25 drivers here in the field. And we will go 65 laps, and like we said, there will be a stage break here tonight at lap number 20. We bring Ron Morris Jr. in here tonight. Ron, how's it going, and what are you looking forward here to tonight's race?
Hey, man, doing good tonight. Hopefully we get a good race today. We did realistic weather, so it generated it at, 77 degrees. Ambient temperature, track's about 104 right now. Relative humidity 75%. So we'll see. Track should be pretty racy. Maybe a little slick. Hopefully these guys just use their brains tonight. 25 cars. We should have a clean race tonight. I'm hoping anyway.
I am hoping as well. We'll see if we can get that clean racing in. We'll go over the point standings as we do here every Tuesday night. This is race number 10, so 9 races in the books so far. Malik Ray still at the top of the chart as he has 1 win in the series, and his point total 315 points. On his heels, Daniel Falkingham, 2 wins, 302 points, so just 13 points separate 1 and 2. Nick Seipel still remains in that 3rd position. 9 races completed, 291 points. He has a win as well. Nathan Harper into 4th. He has 2 wins, 273 points. And Dylan Jones right now in 5th. Kyler Wynn in 6th. Stephen Miles 7th. Wyatt Gray in 8th. Joshua McCullough in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 in points is Daniel Eberhardt. Daniel Eberhardt has 2 wins as well, so he's the lowest guy on that chart with multiple wins. Ethan Eckert with the win, he is in 20th. And all the way back, Matthew Baker, who we knew was going to be racing only a couple races, he's back in 28th. Those are the guys here with the wins on the season. Right now, it is a battle for the top spot between Malik Gray and Daniel Falkingham. An action here early, 3 wide at Daytona, led by D3 on top, Daniel Eberhardt III.
Yeah, they didn't waste much time getting 3 wide, but they're holding good lines. Looks like the track's not too slow right now, so we're not moving around a whole lot. So 3 wide at Daytona, though, it gets a little narrow, a little more narrow than Talladega does. So, but they're doing a good job out here. I love to see them 3 wide, holding lines like that.
Yeah, Kenny Reel up there in the Air Jordan number 11. Trevor Ashford in tow behind him, as Malik Gray now to the middle as he is side by side with the 6 at Cody Neagles. And Cody Neagles here trying to get the job done tonight. And it's been a little bit of a struggle for Cody of late. He has not lost his touch. It's just he has not gone to victory lane near as much as he used to. And, you know, that's due in part to also this guy right there above him, Malik Gray. He has assembled a team here to compete with the best of them. And Cody, still one of the top guys here on the food chain in the money racing community. And we'll see if that 6 can go back to victory lane here tonight. Sporting that Wagoneer's welding on the hood. It's Cody and Eagles down the backstretch here. And at the point here early at Talladega.
Yeah, Cody stepped in tonight on Landon's charter, so Chase jumped in one night. He asked me on Landon's charter, so I let him do that. So good to see Cody back. Cody hadn't done this yet this season, so always good to see Cody out there. We know he's one of the best. He's a former ERA winner, so we know he can run super speedways with the best of them.
And that he can. Jared Haynes now in the top 5 for the Jack Shack in the number 7 car. Matt Lee right there behind him. And they are going to roll that bottom here in the early going. Danny Barnes here in the chat tonight, and already sported a super chat, so we want to thank Danny Barnes for supporting PGR eSports. Devin Ray in the chat as well. Want to shout out to Devin Ray. We've not seen him on the track for quite some time, but looked like he was maybe thinking about hopping in the SummerSlam 499 this summer, so love to see Devin Ray back out here on the racetrack. But good to see both Danny and Devin watching tonight's race, along with some other guests here. And we stay 3 wide here at Daytona. It's still Daniel Eberhardt III trying to make that top lane work. And
yeah, it looks like that top lane's working pretty good. Just 2 cars in there. They got a 3rd car joining them now with Trevor and Astronaut. But looks like that top lane is going to be pretty racing tonight. They're going to make some moves there with just 2 cars.
Right here we are on board with Stephen Miles. He is in that middle lane. Right behind the NASCAR Coke Series pro Daniel Falkingham. Daniel Falkingham, the 2025 PGR 500 champion. One of his biggest race wins of his career. You see him right there. And you see how tight it is here in the tri-oval at Daytona. Not as wide as Talladega, so and these Xfinity Series cars seem to bounce around a little bit. Handling does seem to go away. We'll see if that becomes an issue here tonight. But halfway to that stage break at lap number 20. Back up front, it's all Cody Neagles here early. See this side by side still with Malik and Daniel Eberhardt. And if you look through the field here, everyone pretty much, it looks like John Ward did not make tonight's field. So it is a 24-car field. Everyone here in the main pack. And you'll have some guys there at the back just kind of buying their time here tonight. They'll let these guys duke it out for that money, for that top spot, and those valuable 5 positions that will get playoff points here as D3 looks to go up top. As that opens up the door for Wyatt Gray here in the middle lane. Malik Gray down to the bottom. He is clear. He is now your leader on the bottom.
Yeah, my trading paints is struggling. I had some computer problems, so I'm trying to get everything going, but it's starting to load up for me now.
Wyatt Gray now clear Malik Ray. He will be your new race leader. Daniel Falkingham on the top. He's going to look back up there to the 24 of Stephen Miles to see if they can get that middle lane heading up here to the front. Hunter Hastings, another driver here in the top 10 for Roughneck Racing. Third in line now in the blue and green. And I'll tell you what, Ron, Hunter Hastings, he is a pretty solid driver of late. And he is looking to capitalize and try to get to victory lane. And had a solid night last night in the PGR Light Series. Hunter Hastings has really come on strong. And we'll see if Hunter Hastings get that big win and that big breakthrough to boost his statistics, his confidence out here on the track. And he's got a good one behind him in Daniel Eberhardt, and see if those guys can make some noise here for the end of this stage.
Yeah, those guys' teammates now, but Hunter's he's improved a lot here over the last month or so. I've noticed it. A couple guys were missing tonight. Nick Seipel's not here. Some Callum out there. Hopefully none of them got missed out whenever I had to create a new session, but they should have figured it out. But both of those guys have wins, so not a big deal for them to miss a race. And maybe when we go to a stage break, you can pull up. I also have a playoff championship graphic out there, so you can kind of see who's on the cut line. Right now we got Matt Lee and Mark Vondell sitting on the cut line with Mike Davenport and Jared Haynes looking in. So maybe we'll pull that up later.
Right now, we are going to be ramping up some action here as we get closer to that stage break. And no yellows here so far tonight. Clean racing here in the early going. Wyatt Gray still your leader up front. Malik Ray looking to snatch that spot from him with Cody Eagles right behind. But it's 2x2. Follow the leader here early at Daytona. And we'll see if that third lane comes in here before the end of this stage. Ethan Eckert is going to peek out, and we'll see if he can bring in Joshua McCullough.
We should be coming up on pit stops here anytime now too.
Well, yeah, with that 40% fuel, that's one thing I definitely forgot about. We'll see. We're going to have to make that stop, get that Sunoco Racing fuel before that stage, and that can really change the outlook of this field right now. As there comes that top lane led by Ethan Eckert in 12 snap-on Ford as he's getting pushed from the good wrench. Ooh, wow, Ethan a little loose there, almost doored into Daniel Falkingham. As you see some of these drivers now get down to that bottom lane round, I'll tell you what, that third lane, we're going to have to make some moves quick with pit stops looming. Not going to be able to pit from that third lane.
Yeah, they've probably been riding back there saving fuel, and they probably know they can go another lap compared to everybody else. So I think you'll probably have two groups pitting here. There goes a group right now coming in. We got 4 cars coming in. Cody, Sliddick coming in.
Yeah, Cody Eagles, Jared Haynes, Kenny Reel, Trevor Ashwinoff, Mark Vondell, James Wagner, all at the pit lane here. So they're going to be the first ones to make that move. As Cody Eagles now gets into his box. And you'll see a splash of gas going into the 6. Back here on the track, down the backstretch we go. Wyatt Gray set to make his pit stops here. Daniel Falkingham, Malik Ray, Matt Lee as well. We'll see if that middle lane goes one more or if they have to pit now. Because we are going to have a lot of cars coming to pit lane here, and it might be advantageous there. Those cars that just pit have less congestion. We'll see here come your leaders onto pit lane. And we will have about 5 cars stay out, but here comes, Nathan Harper around. And he is spun on the pit lane by himself there. Corbett, I believe, as well. We're going to stay green. Everyone else gets on with no issues. But
yeah, good news for him. He'll probably get a little reprieve there because he'll probably, if he goes a lap down, he'll get the lucky dog, but might not even go a lap down. It wasn't too bad.
And here are the 5 cars that stayed out. That's Ethan Eckert, Stephen Miles, Hunter Hastings, Dylan Jones, and 23 of Sterling Thies. And right now, there is a battle. It's going to be going on back here with Cody Niegels, Kenny Reel, Trevor Ashmanoff. We'll see how they come out. Here comes the last 5 group, led by Ethan Eckert onto pit lane. And, man, we are going to have it one heck. Ooh, Ethan Eckert got in, Hunter Hastings almost into the grass. Malik Ray, your winner here out on this cycle as of now. And he's way out front with Falkingham, Matt Lee. Wyatt Gray trying to chase them. He needs help from behind. 18 of 65 in the books, as we will have the stage 20 coming to 21 here tonight.
Yeah, Malik, Falkingham, and Matt Lee had a great pit stop there, so they're out there big lead. So let's see. There's a few laps to go before the stage. If that second group can catch them, Wyatt Gray's backing up that second group. So they get a big group, they may run them down.
Yeah, here comes that group with Cody Nagels as well. We'll see what they can do, and I'll tell you what, the guys that did a great job right now, that's going to be Ethan Eckert, Dylan Jones, your new race leaders. Their issue right now, though, Ron, is it's just those two, but they were the winners on this whole cycle. But they are not going to have that speed momentum these other packs have. Here comes Malik Ray, Matt Lee, Daniel Falkingham, Cody Niegels is there, and they're going to blow right by here, that 20 and that 12. Cody's going to go down the racetrack. Think better of it, go back up. And now side by side here with your leaders, Malik Ray now around Dylan Jones. He is clear if he wants it to the bottom. He will not go. He will stay in middle with Falkingham, and they will now file in line. But Eckert and Dylan Jones, great job there to make that work. And, man, those pros going at it up here up front. Falkingham to the bottom.
That was a great move by Falkingham. He kind of faked Malik out, went up, and then came down under. Now we got Matt Lee coming on the outside. They're going to leave Malik in the middle. Well, now Matt's going to be the odd man out.
Yeah, jockeying for position and that stage win here tonight. As we will get to lap 20 right here. We'll go white flag here on the stage tonight. Ooh, Daniel Falkingham throwing a big block. Ooh, we're going to have a wreck here.
Ooh.
Ethan Eckert involved. And, ooh, are they going to save it? Oh, my God.
Caution.
And no caution. Oh, there's a spinner back. Caution is now out. And that'll be the stage. Daniel Falkingham, Brock Westmoreland, Dylan Jones, Josh McCullough, Mike Davenport, your top 5. Well, 2 PGR drivers there sneak into that top 5. And we're going to go back because, man, there was some chaos here up in the front. And this was coming to the white flag of the stage. And Dylan Jones going to go up the racetrack. And here it is here into the trial. Ooh, wow. Ethan Eckert going to turn Falkingham to the bottom. Falkingham saves it. Dylan Jones has to check up. That's why Brock got into Jones. Jones goes up the racetrack into Ethan Eckert. And Ethan Eckert then gets turned, comes down the racetrack. That's going to cause a accordion effect. But, I mean, amazing ability here by these drivers really to not wreck. As you see Malik Ray get into the side of the 12. The 18 of Gray goes up into Cody Niegels. And I don't know if those drivers thought that was the stage, but we still had to get around one more time. But iRacing caution will come out on that final lap. And Daniel Falkingham, your stage winner here tonight, will go back one more time. And look at Ethan Eckert here. Shades of Ethan Eckert. And we'll slow this down and see if there was an issue here with the push from the 12 to the 39. And he's going to, for the most part, get him square. Looked like Falkingham might have been a little out of sorts there. And Ethan pushed him down, but it was really the checkup there when Falkingham had to come down that Dylan Jones, Brock Westmoreland, really a racing incident there probably between these drivers. We'll hear from Ron Morris here in just a second.
I'm still here. I'm kind of reviewing it right now. Just
But
making sure the stage was right.
Ethan comes to the back bumper of Falkingham. It looked like Falkingham was kind of turning his race car as soon as 12 got detached. And looks like more of a racing incident there. Falkingham possibly not having complete control there, which you don't usually normally see. Which is an interesting thought. I know last night in the PGR Light Series, Matthew Baker, RC at PGR eSports, was calling those a little bit differently. And last night, that probably would have been an EOL on the car pushing, as I was kind of in a similar position in that race. Didn't necessarily agree with the call, but went up to race control and did ask what the call was, and respected the decision. And it's a little bit different over here, different rules, and I believe right here probably will be a racing incident.
Yeah, I mean, really, the 12 and the 38, what happened there, that was nothing really to do with the incident. For some reason, well, it caused a checkup, and then Brock got into the back of Dylan, and that kind of pushed Dylan up into Ethan. So, yeah, we're going to call it a racing incident.
Yeah, you know, Ron, I was in that similar position last night, you know, and I asked Baker, you know, what that call was, because, you know, he is definitely going to be calling EOLs a little bit differently than we have been used to in over at least on the PGR eSports side. And, you know, I agree with you there. You know, original look, you think, hey, Ethan gets in the back of Falkingham, but when you really slow that replay down, I mean, Ethan comes up, pushes Falkingham pretty square, but it looked like Falkingham was kind of turning it on the racetrack just a little bit and was a little bit loose when he got that push. And, you know, Ethan Eckert there, nothing he really could do. And when Falkingham goes down, clears down to the bottom there, just kind of checks up that lane, and Brock's already to the back bumper of Dylan Jones, and that's what kind of causes the caution. But, hey, we were going to have a caution there anyways, Ron, so it seems like every week lately we are not able to finish those stages out. It seems like a caution almost on that white flag lap most of the time.
Yeah, these guys like to race hard for that $30. So, you know, hey, I like it. I love it. You know, it was a very good stage, though. Very, very good stage. Some really, really good racing. I was pretty happy with it.
Well, some really good racing here from the 4 in that train 4. That is Brock Westmoreland here. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got the copy. What's going on, boys?
Well, an excellent run there to the finish of that stage. Walk us through that last lap there. And before that caution came out, man, it looked like you're going to have a chance at winning that stage. But nonetheless, get some valuable playoff points and find yourself here starting P2 for the second and final stage of the night.
Yeah, good run coming to the stage. Couldn't tell exactly what happened with the wreck. Don't know kind of who had what part in it, but I seen the bottom lane kind of open up and shoved it in there. And yeah, I thought I was going to have a shot at the stage till the caution came out.
Well, Brock, going to start here along an eNASCAR Coke Series professional in Daniel Falkingham. And, you know, hey, you're next to Kenny McCullough. Daniel Falkingham right behind you guys. But, man, what's it like to race some of these guys week in, week out, man? It's got to be pretty cool to do this and race some really good competition.
Oh, yeah, man. It definitely shows you how bad you are for sure. But no, it's cool to try to learn from these guys and, you know, see what we can do against them.
Brock's going to restart here. We'll leave him here just for a little bit here and let him get through the gears and get back to racing. Green flag back in the air as you see the 4 take off.
Yeah, Brock, you say those guys, you learn from those guys. Those guys will tell you, too, that they learn a lot from you guys, too. Those pro guys learn a lot from us.
Oh, I guarantee you they learn who to watch out for sure. I might be one of them some days.
Well, here goes Brock down.
Stage,
yeah, Brock outside turn number 2. Getting a push from Steven Miles as Malik Ray jumps up to the top. So here comes that middle lane as Brock Westmoreland here with us right now. Is into the lead. We'll let him go and wheel that race car. And hopefully Brock will be talking to you here shortly in victory lane here tonight.
10-4, guys.
That's Brock Westmoreland. Great end to his stage and racing up there amongst the best here in the business. Kenny McCullough He is up front, and I would assume, Ron, without even knowing, that 03 came down and pit as these drivers took the white flag for the stage, got his service, and cycled to the front, as that is a Kenny McCullough type maneuver.
Oh yeah, he knows how to get that track position. One of the best at it. And he'll keep that car up front now, probably for the rest of the race. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
they're gonna fan out there, Ron, back a little bit in the middle of that pack, and luckily you stay green here as Astronaut goes to the top, gray now in the middle. And the Jack Shack here on the top with Kenny Real, Jared Haynes. They're gonna try to get that done and make that lane work. As the 03 still your leader, as he gets pushed just below the yellow line by Daniel Falkingham. Some nervy driving there from the 03 with that shove, and it's not like that old Xfinity Series package run. I mean, it's hard. You slam draft just a little bit, and I'll tell you what, you're that front guy getting hit. You're going to have to hold on to that wheel.
Yeah, these cars, you can't push in these cars like you can in the trucks. They're better now than they were, I'd say, a couple months ago, but they're still tough to drive. You gotta be ready for the push coming. You gotta hold that wheel tight.
Yeah, you're gonna be white knuckling it here at Daytona, especially with that more narrow racetrack that we talked about than Talladega. As Jared Haynes making moves to the middle of the 7. Jared Haynes now, as he drag races to the line with Brock Westmoreland. Man, what a race to the line that was, won by Brock Westmoreland. Here comes Kenny Real. He has come on very strong light here in the 11 at the top of the racetrack. And we are back to 3 wide. Action is aplenty through the field. About 5-6 cars deep. And man, I'll tell you what, we are racing here tonight. And everyone all the way back to Ambrose Kniebel, all 24 drivers that have showed up to race, all in it to win it here on a Tuesday night. Who is going to be the next driver here in this series? Get to victory lane. Will we have another repeat winner? You will have to stick with us throughout this night. Far from over, Brock Westmoreland nearly gets turned off the front bumper of the 7 of Haynes. Man, Brock got all he can handle there, Ron, but saved it. And thankfully, we stay green.
Oh yeah, it's a good save. Like you said, all these guys, man, still in it. Good to see Ambrose out here tonight. I haven't seen Ambrose in a little while, which I haven't raced near as much myself. But yeah, miss old Ambrose. He's a lot of fun to be around.
Well, absolutely.
He's a good driver when he's a good driver when he's sober.
There's the gyro cam of Trev and Astronaut. You can really see that degree of banking here in the turn, and even some banking here in the tri-oval at Daytona. As we cross that start-finish line, man, Malik Ray blinking just a little bit.
Blinking. Yeah, blinking pretty bad.
Yeah, every time I'm on Malik or Cody, man, I'll tell you what, I'm getting some blinks here tonight. So this guy's having some connection issues. As Kenny McCullough still leads here the field here. Brock holding strong here in the front as well. Stephen Miles now trying to make his way up to the front on the top lane. As Kenny Real still working up in that lane with Trevor Astronaut. Those guys camped out here tonight in that 3rd lane. Man, Malik Ray blinking in and out there in the middle lane, vanishing off the screen. Hunter Hastings has to check up just a little bit. Astronaut barely scrapes the wall. Mike Davenport here, he's going to charge up from the back in the 55. We'll get a word with him at some point here tonight. And more issues for the connection to Malik Ray as he's going to go head to the back of this pack.
His quality's down to 57.
Stephen Miles now makes a run and a charge to the front as that 11 car is doing a great job pushing Stephen here up to the front. Matt Lee making some moves now behind Cody Neagles. We stay 3 wide down the backstretch. It's a little bit more single filed out in the back of the pack. Still see Malik Ray blinking in and out. Miles is clear. Will he take it? He will not. Brock Westmoreland still has position. And thought for a second there Miles would take it. He had it if he wanted it. And outside turn number 4, we still stay green. And Kenny McCullough right now pacing and leading this field around. And Ron, sooner than later, we're going to be heading back to some green flag stops.
Yeah, that'll be coming up on green flag stops for the next 3 to 4 laps, I would say. We'll know it when we start doing our 75. Oh, Trevor got into the wall a little bit there, but able to save it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we wanted to see a good race tonight. So far, that is what we were seeing. Only one caution here on the night. That caution came on the final lap of the stage, so we're getting yellow anyways. So one yellow here, and we are approaching what will be another round of green flag stops here tonight. We had one there in stage number 1, right before that stage, and we'll see if we can get another one here and separate this field just a little bit.
Yeah, it's good. We got a couple old timers up front there with Kenny McCullough and Brock Westmoreland.
I'll tell you what, Ron. You went to this invite only, and we made some changes over at PGR for Thursdays, and I watched this field, and I just kind of get a little bit giddy now, thinking, hey, this could be a similar type field you're going to see on a Thursday night. A lot of high quality drivers, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get those yellows, but you're hopefully going to get some really good green flag racing and some green flag stops, and that's kind of, I'm looking through this field, and it's a similar field to what you'll see, coming up here in a couple nights on Thursday, which we haven't seen in quite some time. It's been open to anybody to race, since the start, but I've liked what you've done over here and with the invite only, and not necessarily caring about those big numbers, but caring about high quality racing.
That's right, man. These guys pay a lot of money to do this. If you think about what they pay over the course of a season, they deserve good racing. They don't deserve some squirrels coming out here and ruining their night on lap 2, which you and I both know it happens. It's happened to us many times, But it is. I like what you guys are doing over there with some revamping and stuff. And looking forward to seeing it. I hate that I can't really race over there with you guys on Thursday nights anymore, but I watch the races on Fridays, so you got to keep up with what you're doing. I like some of the ideas that you have, that you guys are having over there. Putting together a good team of guys with some good ideas, so it's gonna pay off. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's what you strive for here. Is it's unfortunate you got to make some of those moves, but 45 car fields, 50 car fields, man, thing of the past. I mean, I remember having 60 car fields, and awesome to have big payouts, but it's more awesome to see this 3-wide racing, really good passing, some clean blocks, and some really good green flag stops and some strategy even as well. And that's what you're getting here tonight, and these guys giving each other a lot of room, making some good moves. So I mean, this has been a really textbook RMR Classic race, and we'll see how it finishes here tonight. But as we just get past the halfway point of the night, that 3-wide racing, and no one's really charging hard, trying to make some crazy hero moves at the moment, and that's kind of what we want to see is, hey, there's a time to race, and right now you can race a little bit, try to get to the front, but no need to make some wild moves, and especially with that no fast repair. Wow, we just say that Brock nearly gets into the Kenny wheel there, but hey, we're getting close to those green flag stops. I think Cody Neagles will be the first to come in, and wow, Cody Neagles all by himself.
He's going to be by himself. That is not going to be good for Cody.
And I'm not sure if Cody's racing with someone or not, but man, Cody Neagles all the way down the pit lane here by himself. I wonder if for some odd reason he has less fuel than everyone else. He should not. Cody Neagles here coming to pit lane, and the only way that's going to pay off right now is if a caution were to fly here before these drivers get back around the racetrack, and we stay 3 wide, so you just never know, especially with how they're going to enter pit lane. But 3 wide, we stay up front. Kenny McCullough Jr., one of the GOATs for McCullough Motorsports. Good to see him leading laps and often as he comes to pit lane. And wow, another driver all the way to pit lane, Ron, by themselves.
Now, if Cody comes out here with this pack here, he may be okay because he'll pick up the group that's coming out. Let's see where he comes out. He's had to have a good stop, though. I mean, sometimes when you pit by yourself, you can have a really good stop. So let's see.
I mean, this is you don't see this much, Ron, because most of these guys all pitting kind of together within a couple laps time frame, and I don't know if they had less fuel. I mean, Kenny McCullough probably did. We know he kind of pit, before everyone else, so he probably had a little bit less fuel. But, I mean, it's unheard of to see two drivers have to come in a lap apiece earlier, and we'll see if more take. And look, Ron, these guys are still out there. I mean, these guys must have not pit or not had enough fuel because, I mean, these guys are still going around the racetrack. So Cody Niegels right now, Kenny McCullough Jr., guys that have led some laps tonight, are going to be in a world of hurt here without a yellow as Ethan Eckert to the top. Malik Ray behind him. Kenny Real takes it. Now we have 3 cars. He's going to stall that top out. Malik's going to file back in. That leaves Eckert all by himself. But, man, this could be a weird scenario here, Ron, to see how this all shapes out.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about Kenny cycling to the lead by pitting early. It might have burned him, especially if we don't get a caution. These guys right now are hoping and praying for a caution to get back in contention here. We still got a lot of trouble now. We only have 2 coming in this time.
All right, here's Brock Westmoreland. We got a couple more. James Wagner, Mike Davenport, Mark Von Dell. So 4 cars in here, and yeah, these guys have enough fuel. So I believe Cody Niegels, Kenny McCullough Jr. just did not have it in their fuel tank. So must have put on a little bit different strat after that first yellow. Must have possibly stayed on the racetrack. As you see now, Falkingham battle Eckert for the lead. And you'll expect a lot of these drivers now to come back in, and I can't see them staying out for too much longer.
Yeah, Kenny and Cody on the track are, let's see. Let's see how close they are to each other.
I mean, they're in the 51-second range, and they are losing time.
Yeah,
and here come, these guys are running in the 47s. I mean, that's about 4.5 second difference. Malik Ray is in. So is Jared Haynes, Kenny Real, Trevor Ashburnoff, Stephen Miles, and more. And you still have guys on the racetrack. Daniel Falkingham, Matt Lee. I mean, these guys must have been saving some fuel. 26 laps to go in this one. And these cars, and here's Cody Niegels. And he's in jeopardy going down a lap right here. And once they all cycle through, he obviously will not be down a lap. However, he will be in jeopardy of eventually losing a lap in this race. So Cody Niegels here will go down a lap. Yeah, he's going to go down a lap, but then he's going to go get his lap back essentially as these guys pit. So crazy scenario here as Falkingham leads this last group in. Ethan Eckert taking a little shortcut there, does a great job of getting on pit lane. As Daniel Falkingham leads into the pits here. And we'll see that 39 machine dive here into his pit stall. Come to a stop. Sunoco Racing Fuel. And left side Goodyear tires for Falkingham. And here is that race off pit lane. As Ethan Eckert, he is not going to get it. 3 wide battle. Right behind Falkingham. Matt Lee's going to file in second there. And here's your race right now for the lead up front here with Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, we had one caught speeding there on that side. Jared Haynes must have got caught speeding. He had a black flag. Wow, look at. Yeah.
And there's that other group. You're going to see them in the right corner of your screen. We got the track map as well. Malik Ray is coming with his group, but Falkingham was probably the fastest right there. If Jared Haynes has a penalty, he is going to be pitting here soon. Matt Lee, Ethan Eckert, Wyatt Gray. Here comes Malik Ray, though. Malik Ray with his group. They have all the speed, all the momentum. Matt Lee's going to go to the middle. He is split. Falkingham goes up to pull Matt Lee up, but Malik Ray, Kenny Real, Stephen Miles, man, they are glued to the top of the racetrack. They all going to try to clear here with Ashburnoff. And they do all the way to the bottom. Some teamwork right there between these front 4 cars as we are 3 wide now with Eberhardt.
Yeah, Eberhardt getting hung out there by himself on the outside. But we know he'll be back. He's probably going back there to find one of his teammates anyway.
And Kenny McCullough Jr., Cody Niegels way off the pace. As right now, these guys are going to need a caution. You see them, though. They're not too far behind. Cody Niegels on the exit of turn 2. Kenny McCullough Jr. probably halfway down. I'm not going to lie. I think Kenny McCullough Jr. right now should back up to that 6 of Cody Neagles so they can at least work together and stay, with the higher speed. They probably would not go down a lap. But if they continue to run as they are, Ron, and not being attached to one another, they're going to be in jeopardy the longer we go in this run of possibly going down a lap officially. Mark Vandell is well off the pace, but Kenny and Cody right now, probably best to get together and keep their pace until a yellow were to hit. But, hey, we might not get one here the rest of the night. Malik Ray, your leader now. Steven Miles on the bottom. And we are in for a treat with 23 laps to go.
Yeah, D3 backed up. The rest of his group's back there, so he probably backed up to get with those guys, with Dylan and with Wagner and those guys have been working with tonight. So that group's now running them down. So they got single file, they got organized in that first pack now.
I'll tell you what, tonight it's, obviously working together is Jared Haynes, Kenny Reel, and Trevin Ashron. Looks like Cody Neagles working with those guys as well. So somehow got off sequence with his pitting. I believe right now the 03 possibly backing up to Cody Neagles because every lap that goes by, you watch that track map, and they are now a half a lap behind. And they are in jeopardy here of going down a lap. And I don't know if 03 knows it, but he needs to back up to Neagles. So those guys can get faster here on the track. 21 laps to go. Malik Ray still leads it. Kenny Reel, he has been solid here tonight. He's used that third lane. He's used that middle lane. That Air Jordan 11 Camaro. And he is looking stout. A great paint scheme in that Columbia blue and white. Right behind him, the Jack Shack King right there. That's Trevin Ashronoff. There goes D3 to that third lane with Ethan Eckert. And we are seeing some really good racing here tonight, Ron. Man, I love it. This is some fun stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to see these guys putting on a show and driving good and clean and respectful. That's what I've seen tonight. Really, really good racing. We've seen some real good racing, real clean racing. That's what we come here to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we got a second, we'll bring it. Oh, just one off, just one off. Ooh, caution is out. Caution out on the racetrack. Oh, yeah, big wreck here. Mike Davenport. Ooh, wow, that night is done for Daniel Eberhardt. And a wreck after the caution comes out. We are just about to bring Mike Davenport up here, and, man, all heck breaks loose there. Daniel Eberhardt, that'll end his night here tonight in the 90. Heavy, heavy damage for the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt. And you can see that Roughneck Racing machine will be heading to the garage here tonight. And we will go back to the replay here to see what caused the second yellow flag here of tonight's race. Jared Haynes was the first car that got turned here. And keep an eye on the 7. He is second in line here on the bottom. Yeah, Ethan Eckert actually probably the cause of this caution. So he turns D3 down the racetrack into Malik Ray. And the wreck happens up front. There goes Jared Haynes. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Eberhardt III, he is going to take the worst of this after the caution comes out. As here he rides. And everything looks to be okay.
I mean, it's hard to put that on Ethan because he's pushing him square and straight.
Oh, here it is. Josh McCullough. Man, I don't know what happened there, but Josh McCullough comes all the way up the racetrack. And we'll go back right there to see what was going on there. And there's the vicious hit, which comes after the caution was thrown.
Yeah, I don't really know why. I mean, Ethan's pushing Daniel square, and then Daniel goes up the track and comes back down, I guess.
Watch Josh McCullough. Here he is on the apron. He wheel skips up, comes up the apron onto the racetrack, clobbers into D3. Wow, what a hit. I mean, here comes Josh up the racetrack, takes out the 90. I mean, they net code there, but he was going to run into him anyways. Davenport, innocent bystander, as is Hunter Hastings. His night just about over as well. And what a crazy turn of events here for a couple of these drivers. Unbelievable hit there. Not sure what Josh was doing there. We'll go back up here with Ethan Eckert and look at what race control was looking at and slow this one down. He's square pushing D3 right here. Some flames out the pipe of the 12, and this is where they get loosey-goosey. It's so hard to tell from some of these angles here, and not being able to change a lot of what I would normally change when I'm in race control, but hey, just kind of D3 kind of slides off the front end of the 12th bumper and comes down in front of the field.
Yeah, I mean, I called it a racing incident. It didn't look like Ethan was pushing him off the square. For some reason, Daniel went up the track. There could be some net code involved there. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, we're looking at Josh McCullough. He hits a bump in the racetrack on the apron, sends him up there, but I'll tell you what, he comes right back up the racetrack, onto the track, into the 90, and what a vicious hit for Daniel Eberhard. Oh, yeah. Mike had nowhere to go. He's going to go right up and under the 90.
Wow, yeah.
Unbelievable wreck there. Hunter Hastings involved as well. As we go back up here live. Hey, Eberhard there getting some damage. I'll tell you what, that car is heavily damaged here tonight. As the pace car lights will go out this time by.
Hoping Josh was kind of out of control there because it looked like when he hit that bump, he may not have been able to steer the car. But
yeah, he got some airtime there and definitely wheel skipped up and got some air. And wow, what a big turn of events there. We'll bring in the driver, the 55, who was caught up in that one. Mike Davenport, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you both.
Man, innocent bystander there, and what's unfortunate there was that was after the yellow. 05, Josh McCullough comes up the racetrack, gets into the 90, and nowhere to go, boss. I mean, you just lift, obviously, get into the back of the 90, lift him up into the air just about. But, man, tell us what you saw from the front of your windshield there.
Well, I saw the wreck happening up there, and I checked up pretty early. Thought I was clear and everything was good, and next thing I know, somebody maybe couldn't find the brake pedal or something like that. Kind of holding my tongue on that, but
he hit a bump, kind of got out of control, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Sure, yeah, I know it happens. I think a lot of us have been there before. So, but I was definitely caught off guard by that. I thought I was clean and good to go through there. Felt really good about the beginning of the race there. Brock and I worked really well. We pitted together on that last stop, and even though it was just the two of us, we were, kind of at a disadvantage there without some of the drafting help, but we had a clean stop and came out together, and we had caught the front pack there, and we're just kind of being patient and kind of getting our game plan together, and kind of came to an end for me prematurely. So I'm parked now. They won't let me fix it, but I'm going to sit here and root for Brock.
Well, you can sit up here with us if you would like for a little bit while longer. 17 laps to go. Here goes the pace car back on the pit lane. Sure. 2 yellows here tonight. One came at the stage break on the last lap of the stage break, and one other one just there. Green flag back out. Kenny Reel, a great start here on the bottom of the racetrack. Right behind him, Ethan Eckert, Wyatt Gray here in the middle. And, man, tell us about this race, Mike. I'll tell you what, it was a classic RMR race so far here tonight. Some really good racing. Obviously, only 2 cautions so far, and a couple green flag stop cycles, and we'll see if we can get these 16 laps here green tonight. But some really good racing out of you guys.
It has been. It was a really fun race. It was still, for these guys it is, but it was a lot of 3 wide and sometimes some 4 wide action going on out there. It's a little bit slick out there. I'm not sure what the track temper or anything like that is right now, but I know with the green flag stops, a lot of us were only taking left side tires, so the right sides didn't seem to be wearing too much, but
Goes up to about 107. It's 97 now.
Oh yeah, so we definitely
it's cooling off just a bit here at Daytona, down to 96-degree track temp, so you could definitely see the sun setting just a little bit on the racetrack. But yeah, it looked like you guys were slick out there. These Xfinity Series cars, we talked about them early in the broadcast, Mike, just a little bit more unstable and than they used to be. Can't slam draft as well, so got to be careful who you are pushing. Is that something that also goes through your mind during the race?
Yeah, definitely. They definitely move around a lot more when you're trying to push. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, you know, you want to push on the left side, sometimes the middle, sometimes the right, just depending on the situation you're in. And when you get, you know, sometimes no matter where you're at on the track in different spots, the car wants to move around depending on where you're pushing them. And then when you've got 3 or 4 cars wide and everybody's doing that same thing, and you've got 3 cars next to each other that are getting pushed in different directions, it really does get a little bit hectic.
Yeah, Kenny Reel to the middle lane. He is clear. He's getting some pushes from Daniel Falkingham. Kenny Reel's going to have to hold on to it. Down the backstretch we go, guys. 3 wide, Malik Ray and Cody Niegels now at the top. Here comes Nathan Harper, guy we have not talked about. Has 2 wins already here on the season through 9 races. The 7 making some noises. He gets to the front, and, man, all of a sudden, back to 3 wide racing with 14 laps to go. And we will have at least 1 more pit stop. I believe 1 stop to get to the end.
I haven't run these cars in a bit, but it looks like they're back like they were, where they're a little unstable when you push them, which is a good thing. That's the way they need to be. It's like real life.
Definitely makes it a driver's situation with
right.
that. Yeah.
That's right. No doubt. Been good 3 wide racing though. The cars are fairly stable. You know, these guys, you guys were holding a really good line. So it's what I like to see.
Definitely.
We can put a blanket over that first group right there. I know a couple guys that were happy to see that caution was Kenny McCullough and Cody Nagel. So did they end up staying on the lead lap? They did. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was, we talked about that, Mike. I'm not sure what happened in that last pit cycle, but Cody Niegels, Kenny McCullough Jr. must not have enough fuel because they had a pit kind of all by themselves. And all you guys were able to keep logging some laps after that. They each pit 1 lap apart, lost the draft, obviously. And kind of weird, scratching our head up here. And if those guys had less fuel, they just maybe weren't able to save or didn't have enough because you guys were able to go 3, 4. Oh, they're going to save it. No wreck. What an excellent save.
Trevin just blew up.
Who did?
Trevin blew up.
Wow, Trevin Astronaut blew his engine. Man, we're going to go back to that real quick. You guys keep an eye on the front of this pack, and, man, we're going to watch this one. Trevin Astronaut there in the middle. And watch that happen here live with the chopper cam. Watch that middle car in the 89 in the orange. Real time. His engine's going to give way. Dylan Jones right behind. I mean, what a save by Ethan Eckert, by Trevin Astronaut, Dylan Jones. Matt, I mean, wow. I'm speechless. That should have been a big one here at Daytona. And an excellent job, and that's what you get when you got excellent drivers in this race. As we go back up front live, it's Kenny Reel battling with Daniel Falkingham. Man, Mike, can you believe that? That ends up not being a caution.
Absolutely. That close to the front there with that many cars behind. I don't know if maybe he was giving the signal, maybe he was calling out saying, I'm about to blow. And maybe they were prepared for it. We don't know, but
that's always bad regardless. When a lead car blows an engine, nobody knows where to go.
Yeah, that is just. I mean, that won't happen again. Somebody else blows an engine there, second in the middle. I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a caution here tonight. But those drivers did an excellent job of sticking together. But bad luck for Astronaut as he is the pit lane as well with you, Mike, and that'll end his night here tonight. So the Astronaut, Davenport, Eberhard third, all off track. Hunter Hastings with a lot of damage as well here tonight. But, hey, 3 wide racing. Sterling Thies got to hold it together just a little bit there. As Daniel Falkingham leads that lap, guys. 9 laps to go. Action heating up here at Daytona.
Yeah, like you said, we should have one more pit stop before the end of this race. So this could make it interesting. We'll see if anybody goes early or they run it out. I think, right, Davenport? One more pit stop?
Oh, I mean, how many we got left?
Let's see, we got 9 laps to go. The last pit stop was on lap, let's see, I can tell you. The last set of pit stops was...
We got one taker here, so I think we might have some others coming up. I tell you what, though, like you were alluding to earlier with Cody Niegels and I'm not sure the other driver you stated that had to pit early by themselves, but when we were looking at trying to see when we were going to go pit, we saw one car go and then one car go, and thought it was very strange that they pitted by themselves.
Yeah,
so
Cody went first and Kenny McCullough went second.
Yeah, to see him up here still on the lead lap and right up here fighting for this is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they almost lost it. They didn't come out and they weren't hooked up together. We were thinking like Kenny needs to back up to Cody where they can go faster. But hey, they got lucky. That's all I can say.
Yeah, they stay out on the racetrack, 3 wide, 3 abreast, 4 cars deep, a couple single file cars here out in the back. Right now on the bottom of the track, that's Kenny Reel, Daniel Falkingham in the middle, Wyatt Gray in the combos car here at the top in the 18. Cody Niegels, Malik Gray, Steven Miles. I'll tell you what the big names here are to the top of this race. 7 laps to go as action is heating up. Man, I'll tell you what, I have no clue who's going to win this race tonight. It has been a great one. We've had a lot of lead changes and some comers and goers, but one guy that's remained steady all night long, guys, that's the 11 of Kenny Reel.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if y'all caught that, but they came up on Hunter Hastings pretty quick. And, man, he did a good job of taking that thing down to the apron. Typically we like to stay up at the top because a lot of times you carry too much speed down the apron and you drift back up the track, but don't quite have the room here to do that. So he did a good job of getting out of the way. And there goes Malik blinking again, so hopefully it won't cause any problems.
Cody Niegels now to the bottom of the racetrack. We talked about him in the early going. Can he get that big win and get back winning to his winning ways in the top promotions? As Kenny Reel is will clear in front of Niegels himself. You got a teammate back there still in the race, Mike. Brock Westmoreland looks like right now kind of hanging out, but you guys made a great run there at the stage. Let's see if Brock here can come from the back and get to victory lane here tonight. You see him there in the middle, right behind Dylan Jones. And the time to go is now, guys. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go here at Daytona.
5 to go. Now the question is, going to make it on fuel? They may have had a few back there saving that can make it. It's going to be close, I think.
Outside turn number 2, we stay 3 wide. The top lane's going to fade just a little bit. Westmoreland gets in that 3rd lane. He is behind Miles Wagner in tow of him. They'll try to get it done here in the 3rd lane. Wyatt Gray, Westmoreland into the wall. Can he hold it? He does. Wagner's going to have to get out of the gas. That's going to stall that 3rd lane. Advantage bottom and middle. Kenny Reel drag racing here with Falkingham. As we come to the line, all of a sudden, somehow Gray gets back up. Miles kind of sandbagging his temps right now. Miles to the back bumper of the 18. We got a lap car of Jared Haynes upcoming. 4 laps to go here, 2 by 2. Who's going to get it done? Who is going to get to victory lane? Kenny Reel looking for a big win here on Tuesday night.
It really looks like that top lane is fast and then it stalls out. I don't know if it's because of temperatures or...
Had another car in the wall there. It seems like there's been a lot of cars in the fence tonight, just barely getting sucked into it.
Yeah.
And it coming from that 3rd lane, too. I mean, I experienced a little bit last night pushing some of the guys in the light series. And it's just a little bit different beast. It's not as controllable car as I was used to, about a year ago, prepping for the SummerSlam 499 as we come up on 3 laps to go. And we stay 3 wide, guys. And, man, what a race here tonight. Only a few yellows. Let's see if we can get to the bitter end. Reel just ahead of Falkingham. Cody Niegels, though, Malik Gray, those are 2 guys. They're going to push the envelope here. You see them staying off the back bumpers here in the corner. They're going to go here on that back stretch and get up. Ooh, somebody out of line there a little bit farther back. That's Ambrose Knievel. Ooh, Wyatt
Ambrose
Gray's
done a good
clear.
job tonight.
Oh, he's not clear. He's going to turn himself in front of the field. The big one here at Daytona. Falkingham, Brock Westerman, Wagner loses his hood. Kenny Reel escapes. And Wyatt Gray makes a massive mistake here. As Wyatt Gray most likely will let Ron go really quick, Mike, and do his race control. But, hey, tell me what you saw there. I'm going to go back here for our viewers. But just from the first initial viewpoint, I believe that is going to go on Wyatt Gray, as he was not clear here to come down in front of Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, he was not. Man, it was close. He's getting the push there. I think he was going to be clear if he just waited a little bit longer.
Yeah, great shot here from the Goodyear blimp, and there it is. Not clear to come down in front of Falkingham. Essentially, the 18 is going to turn himself in front of the field. I'll tell you what, the young driver is a stud. But, hey, everyone makes mistakes, and Wyatt Gray going to be a mistake right there, and that'll probably put him to the end of the line. And, man, chaos ensues behind, and a lot of cars right there torn up in this wreck. As you see, Brock Westmoreland, Kenny McCullough gets into Nathan Harper. Wagner, heavy front end damage to that hood. Ethan Eckert ping-ponging off the 04, Matt Lee and Malik Ray. And Mark Von Dell involved as well. Falkingham, and man, a big one strikes here just before we get to the end here. And we will go to a NASCAR overtime, green, white, checkered here tonight.
You know, it's been so difficult to clear on that top line. A lot of times you got to go where the other drivers aren't, and tonight that's been the top line. But when you get the limited numbers up there, it's hard to get clear, and you're always just sitting there and looking out the side, looking out of that mirror and trying to figure out the exact moment you can get clear if you can do it, and sometimes you just get ahead of yourself.
Well, Mike, we have action on pit lane. Kenny Reel. Ooh, yeah, Cody Neagle's going to beat him off. Cody Neagles is going to beat Kenny Reel off pit lane, and I tell you what, these drivers must have been low on fuel. Not sure if they were going to make a stop there under green, but now with green, white, checkered looming, they all come down pit lane. I believe, nope, maybe Kenny McCullough, possibly Matt Lee, Ambrose Kniebel. So three of them stay out. And Ambrose Kniebel now in the 04's got a shot here tonight, as does Kenny McCullough, but I'll tell you, he's got some front end damage. Matt Lee looks clean. And, man, this race just turned upside down. But Cody Neagle's the first car here up in the front of the pack, Mike, with Sunoco race fuel here. So all these guys came down, and, you know, you never know. We could go 3 green, white checkers here tonight, so you got to come down and get that fuel.
That's a heck of a recovery from him and Ambrose, if he's in the mix here after dropping out of the pack there. Surprised to see him in there.
We'll have to see. They're probably counting on only one green, white checker, so we'll have to see if they get second. You may see them dip down for fuel. The other guys are probably good to go. So a little bit of a gamble, but that's what we got to do sometimes, right? That's what we do every night, right?
Oh, absolutely. we
yeah, like,
in the ring, and it's hit or miss, and we'll see where we turn up.
That's right. But like you're talking about that outside line, it looks like that outside line is really, really strong and is really fast until it gets to the front, and then it stalls. Like, it's kind of weird. I've never really seen it.
Yeah, something about it seems like, too, as soon as they get something built up or they get a good car count up there, you get one car that kind of, I don't know if there's a vortex sucking up into the fence tonight and kills that momentum, and one guy drops out and it kind of fades away, but there's something going on there.
Yeah, I did generate the weather realistic, so we do have the humidity is 75%, and the winds are 16 miles an hour northwest, so it could have something to do with it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure which way northwest blows here, but
yeah.
I got a little thing that shows the arrow, but I don't have it open right now because I had to do my computer's been giving me problems here in the last week or so, since last Wednesday night, and I had to uninstall a bunch of stuff, so I don't have all my overlays and stuff back installed yet.
Well, guys, 3 laps to go. We're going to have 2 to go when we hit the line. This will be an NASCAR overtime green, white, checkered attempt. We'll have 3 attempts here tonight if we do, in fact, need them. Hopefully we won't. The pace car lights are off. Kenny McCullough Jr., front end damage to the 03. He's going to lead us off here on the bottom outside front row. That'll be Matt Lee. Right behind them, and the X Factor now, that'll tell you right now. That's the blind squirrel driver of Ambrose Kniebel in the 04. But I'll tell you what, watch out for that top lane. Cody Niegels, Matt Lee, they've raced together for a very long time. And regardless if they're racing together or not tonight, they have the chemistry to get the job done. Look for the 6 to get to the back bumper of the 04 early. Nathan Harper behind them, he's going to be pushing as well. So that top lane, if Ambrose stalls at all, is going to be very strong here. But a long way to go. 5 miles when we hit the line. The pace car is going to be heading off onto pit lane for what could be the last time tonight. It's season 6 of Tuesday Night Thunder, as thunderstorms not rolling into the racetrack, but are going to roll here onto the asphalt of Daytona. Race number 10, green flag back into there. Who wants it the most? Kenny McCullough Jr. is going to take that green flag. Matt Lee, Cody Niegels, not too far behind.
You got a couple guys up there thirsty for a win. That running damage might be hurting.
Got a good jump from the top line here. Cody Niegels has a little bit of right rear damage. I don't know that that's going to affect him here, since they're probably going to try and push on the other side of the bumper here. Keep that in mind.
Mark Vontella all over the place. Jeff Merkel all over the place. Ambrose Kniebel, they're wrecking, but no, they're not. They are not wrecking. It's only one. We're going to stay green. Matt Lee, Cody Niegels are connected. Nathan Harper, Kenny Reel's going to try to fight back to the front. Dylan Jones behind him. 2 laps to go. If we take the white flag this time by, which we will, it'll be official. Cody Niegels to the top side. 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom. 3's going to win out here unless Kenny McCullough can get to him. I'm not sure he's fast enough, though. Kenny McCullough, all that damage. Here we are, the race for the lead. Matt Lee, Cody Niegels pushing the pusher here on top. They get a little squirrely. Nathan Harper doing a good job here. Final lap of the race. Down the backstretch we go.
Man, we got numbers on that top side, but we got some help coming up on that bottom side now. So
here comes Josh McCall. He's going to
thirsty for a win here.
Yeah. Ooh, Cody's loose. Cody's loose off the front end of Kenny Reel. Matt Lee right now very steady with Nathan Harper. They are running that yellow line. Side by side we go. Nathan Harper is going to peek out. He can't go anywhere. They're fanning out behind Cody and Eagles. Matt Lee, drag race. And it's going to be Matt Lee to victory lane here on Tuesday night. An excellent drive here by the man from Maine in the Icon Blenders 04 Ford. It's Matt Lee to victory lane, and Cody Niegels, your runner up, as Cody celebratory bump into the 04, and Nathan Harper will round out your podium here tonight as Matt Lee looks to go burn them down. And what a race here tonight, guys. Weigh in on that last lap. What a last lap it was.
And that was intense. I think Cody leading that line up there, I kind of mentioned he had that right rear bumper damage. And it kind of looked like, as Kenny was trying to push him there, that he just couldn't quite get a square push on him to push him to the lead there. And I think if that bumper was straight, I think Cody would have won the race there.
Tell you what, I think the 04 Lee out of fuel. Kenny Reel's pushing him here down the front stretch, and I mean that was the call. Matt Lee made his bed. He said we have enough fuel for one green-white checkered, and hey, it worked out for the 04 Matt Lee. Yeah, he's out of fuel. He's gonna park it there on the start-finish line as the crowd goes wild, and the gamble pays off for the man from Maine. And we nearly had a caution run. That caution comes out. That 04 is coming to pit lane to get Sunoco a race fuel. But he made the winning call, got a little bit lucky there, and gets the job done.
Yeah, make sure we ask him why he didn't do a burnout.
Well, we'll get these guys up here. And Matt Lee already in the interview room. We're going to wait for Nathan Harper and Cody Niegels here momentarily. But we'll go back here real quick, and you could see that checkered flag finish one more time. I didn't get the great camera angle on it, but here we go. If you're just tuning in, or if you're just Watch the end of this one. Man, a drag race. Matt Lee, Cody Neagles, it doesn't get much closer than that, guys.
Yeah, what is official results? The difference is
And we're looking right. Yeah, a thousandth. I mean, they're on my screen. They're tied, but if you got to go to the thousandth, I mean, yeah, that one right there is you do not get closer than that. That was an amazing finish here, to say the least. We're gonna try to stop it. Yeah, right there. I mean, look at the gap between these guys. What an amazing, amazing job as we bring up your third place finisher here tonight. We'll let Mike Davenport take this one. Put him out there on the fly. It's Mike Davenport. Nathan Harper, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Nathan, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I don't even know. After that,
No.
I don't even know how I'm doing right now. I'm kind of shocked. It's chaotic.
Yeah, pretty wild finish there to come in and cruise your way to a third place finish. How'd you feel about that last lap there?
Well, people were, what was the top, 4 stayed out? It was going to be tight on the field. It was a 50-50. Either you came in and you just, I'm saying that wrong. If you stayed out, you would hope it went green. If it didn't go green, you were screwed. And I thought about it, and I chose to come down pit road and take gas, and that kind of cost me, but I still managed to cash. And then when the bottom lane, I don't know what happened, we got a run, and then I was able to get behind Lee and push him to the win.
Yeah, that was a heck of a finish. We're looking at .001 here. Basically a photo finish there. How close were you on fuel at the end? I mean, did you have plenty, or how close do you think the guys in front of you were?
They were good for 1 GWC, and I think I had 7, so I was good. I took 1.7 on the stop, and that was going to be good enough to get me clear.
Excellent, man. Well, fantastic race from you. Fantastic finish. Congratulations on another podium here. Anybody you want to thank or shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to Matt Lee. The last time we did Xfinity at this track, he pushed me to the win, and you know what? I returned the favor, and we were on MBG, so that's nice to get a win. Shout out to Falkingham. He got screwed over pretty bad there. That's unfortunate. He was in a good spot because we were stalemated. And shout out to Merck and Baker, and for you guys putting on the show, commentating.
Awesome, man. Thank you, and congrats again on a third place finish.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
That was your third place finisher here tonight. That was, and I'm trying to grab Cody Neagle, but for some reason, not letting me grab Cody here. We're gonna try again, but that was your third place finisher, Nathan Harper, and Cody Neagle now. Cody Neagle's now up here. We're gonna let Ron Morris do the honors.
What's up, Cody? Welcome back to TNT, man.
Thank you, man. Feels like it's been a hot minute since I've been here.
Hey, man, good to see you out here tonight. What'd you tell us a little bit about the race, how it went? What'd you think?
Well, I felt like I put myself in a position to win the race, but had to get a little bit of luck because I set my fuel to 3.4 for the stage break, and then I guess when I set it, at some point, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I didn't fill my tank because I think I set it to get to the stage break. I set it at 3.4, so when I went in and pitted at the stage break, I forgot to change it back. So I had to pit like 5 laps before the leaders, and I was a sitting duck until the caution came out. And then I had an opportunity to go third with Malik, and I figured that was the best chance I was going to give myself to get to the front. Got good track position, was able to get paired up with Kenny Reel on the bottom, push bottom, and then at that point it was just about managing temps. Relatively hot track. I mean, it wasn't too easy. It seemed like the lanes, as we are kind of used to seeing in an Xfinity car, once the pushers got hot, there really wasn't anywhere to go. So I just had to be smart and match Malik with the pushes. And when the wreck happened, I just was in the right place at the right time, I think. Took a little damage, but was able to race it out with Matt there at the end.
Yeah, that was going to be my question there about the pit stop. I noticed that you and Kenny McCullough both pitted early, and kind of had you guys were the happy ones when the caution came out. I know, so Heck yeah, man. Yeah, well, I noticed that top lane seemed like it was really, really fast, and then it stalled out like whenever you got to the front. So I'm not sure if we did realistic weather, so it was 75% humidity. Track temp fluctuated anywhere from about 107 degrees. I think at the end of the race, the sun was starting to set a little bit, and it cooled off a little bit. But man, it was a great race, man. You guys were three wide. The whole race, real clean, respectful racing, man. Really, what I like to see. It kind of reminded me of the good old days of TNT. So, good job out there, man. Before you go, anybody want to thank?
Yeah, Ron. Thank you for putting on the RMR series, and glad I can be back. Hopefully, I'll race more. Softball season's right around the corner, so this might be my last season doing that. So I'm gonna enjoy the nice weather. I think I'll have a lot of TNT seasons to race in the future, so just gonna enjoy the nice weather while I can. Want to thank PGR eSports for everything they do. Michael Triscaro, all you guys behind the scenes. Got to thank Wagner's Welding for being on the hood. He's sponsored me for several months now. Big supporter of me. So I got to give a big shout out to R&R as well. Everyone check out the Roughneck Racing League on Wednesday nights. Nightmare Esports, and big shout out there at the end to Kenny Real for the push, and Matt Lee and Nathan Harper for just being able to race clean to the line. It's just don't think we see enough of that nowadays in money racing, so it was definitely a breath of fresh air and was good to see out there.
Absolutely, man. Well, congrats, good job, man, and yeah, hope to see you again next week, man.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
That was your runner-up here tonight, Cody Niegels, as he has a great showing here in his return to RMR Tuesday night. But no happier man here tonight than the 04, Matt Lee. Matt Lee, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, man. Well, wow, what a end to an amazing race here on Tuesday Night Thunder, and a photo finish with Cody Niegels. Matt, walk us through that last lap, kind of sitting there, sitting tight, and really just not making a move, just comfortable there with your teammate behind you, Nathan Harper, pushing you to the win tonight.
Yeah, that was a fucking awesome finish, man. Just really tried to hold a good wheel for Nate there. That's all I could really do. Hope he had enough to get me around. Missed a little bit of mayhem. You know, was really close on fuel. I said the hell with it. We're either gonna win or not.
We
wasn't looking good before that. So
we saw Kenny Real pushing you all the way to the start-finish line on the cool-down lap, and we're like, hey, Matt Lee can't do any burnouts tonight, out of fuel here tonight, but hey, you made your bed there. You took that track position, and you made the most of it, and sometimes it doesn't go your way, and there was almost a caution there with what almost was a wreck, but luckily for you, it was not. We stayed green, got that white flag, and you get to victory lane here tonight. Walk us through, too. It was a very clean race. Look from at least up here in the tower. A couple of cycles of some green flags, stops, some hard three-wide racing. Tell us about some of the night here with the battles here on the racetrack.
yeah, after the stage, we were really just playing the fuel game. It was hard to do anything once it got three wide to get like really any track position forward. So it just like rode in line there around the bottom, like 3/4 throttle most of the time, just saving fuel, and we made it so we could go like a lap longer than everybody else. A bunch of us did, and we were really just looking forward to getting to that last pit stop. It seems like we always get a caution before it comes in, and then it becomes a fuel saving game and a call like this at the end of the race. So, sucks that it played out that way, but here we are with the win.
A win, it was on top of the board here at Daytona, the World Center of Racing, and at the center of the attention tonight, it is Matt Lee. And before we let you go, Matt, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Cody for the help on the restart there. Without his push kind of getting me going, we probably, trying to work together there. You guys doing the broadcast. Ron putting this on. Cheers, boys.
Cheers to you as well, as Matt Lee is going to head off, celebrate into the night here in Daytona Beach, Florida, as he goes to victory lane here on a Tuesday night. And Mike Davenport here, still up in the booth. Just give us a quick recap here of tonight's race, and we'll head over to Ron Morris Jr. before we sign off here tonight on the PGR eSports Network.
This was a great race. I thought these cars, this combo, this track are always a lot of fun. The part that I was involved with was a lot of fun. But also, for what it's worth, coming up here and hanging out with you guys in the booth was definitely, was fun as well. So better than going off and sitting on the couch and watching by myself. So glad to come up here and do an interview and kind of go over this race with you guys. And a lot of fun to watch, the second half of it that I couldn't compete in. So hopefully a lot better luck next week. But otherwise, yeah, a great event.
Well, that was Mike Davenport of Team PGR. We'll see him back out here on the racetrack in 1 week here in RMR. And I want to thank him for joining us here up in the booth tonight. Your final standings up here on the board. Matt Lee, your race winner. Cody Neagles in second. Nathan Harper in third. Kenny Reel in fourth. Sean Corbett finishes in fifth. A great run for Corbett. Dylan Jones in sixth. Kenny McCullough Jr. seventh. Josh McCullough in eighth. Sterling Thies, the top 10, finishes in ninth, as does Jared Haynes in the 10th position.
All right, we have Mark Bondale finishing out 11th. James Wagner 12th. Malik Ray finishing 13th. Ethan Eckert 14th. Wyatt Gray 15th. After leading here with a couple laps to go. Ambrose Kniebel finishing 16th. Jeff Merck 17th. Daniel Falkenham 18th. Hunter Hastings 19th, and Stephen Miles 20th.
21st here tonight, that'll be Brock Westmoreland. Trevor Ashroth with blown engine will finish in 22nd. Mike Davenport tonight 23rd, and Daniel Eberhardt 3rd finishes in 24th position. So that is your finishing results here tonight on a Tuesday night, and we will be live here on the PGR eSports Network tomorrow night for RMR Roughneck Racing Money Madness. It'll be the ARCA Series, I believe, at Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. If not, would be Talladega, but looking forward to calling that one tomorrow night. And then PGR eSports returns after a hiatus of a couple weeks, as we will be at Talladega for the Xfinity Series car. And a lot of racing left here on tap for this week, so do not go anywhere. Join us each and every night for some great Super Speedway money racing. For myself, Michael Triscaro here at PGR eSports, and my broadcast partner, Ron Morris Jr., our in-race reporter, Mike Davenport. We will see you all here next time.